Taking the next steps in your career can be tough, especially if you've been walking a path that demands so much and in places so far from the people who matter most. That's why Dominion has helped pilot the Troops to Energy Jobs program, an initiative that links military veterans to jobs in the energy sector. It's a way for us to find the kinds of employees our customers have come to expect and to honor their service. It's also our way of saying thank you.
Hey, baby, how are you?
I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me?
At Dominion, 1 in 5 new hires is a veteran, and when they're away, they miss out on a lot. But they won't miss out on financial support, because we cover any difference between their military pay and their Dominion salary and continue benefits for them and their families. Why do we do it? Because our vets sacrifice enough. Dominion. Depend on us for more than energy.
Stand by me.
Here at Southern Company, we believe that hiring veterans is not just a patriotic thing to do, it's the right thing to do. We actually take a national, regional, and a local approach to military recruiting. You don't always have control over where you're stationed. And because we know we have Georgians or people that are nearby from Georgia that want to come back home, after their military service, that's one of the reasons that we have our national approach. And our regional approach has more to do with our partnerships. Partnerships such as Army Pays, which helps to develop a pipeline resource of military folks once they transition from the military. And then, of course, we have our local approach, and that's where we have our partnerships with the bases, military installations within our footprint. Fort Stewart, Fort Benning, also Fort Gordon. Those are some of the Army military installations that we have a strong partnership with. We have a lot of support that we have on the bases as far as the partnership with the transition centers on the basis to be able to let those transitioning military personnel know that look at Southern Company, look at Georgia Power as your next career, because we really embrace our military and we value what they've done for our country.
When I was in the process of retirement with the military, Southern Company had a recruiter at the ACAP class I went through, and I got a lot of information from him. He told me what I needed to do to get on at Georgia Power.
Well, my friend, he heard about the job first, and then he came and told me, knowing that I'm from Georgia. So, of course, I would jump on it. I'm trying to get back home.
So far here at Georgia Power, it's a lot like the military.
If I close my eyes, I would still think I'm in the military, because we work in small crews. Even if you're starting out brand new like me, you're still going to have opportunities to lead. Identical to my experience as a Cav Scout, working in small platoons, just mimicked being in the military. So you got that same sensation of being out on mission, and that's what I love about this job.
Teamwork. You work with these guys the whole week. You spend 4 days with them. You get to know them, and you get to watch each other's back.
The transition from the military to Georgia Power, it hasn't been very difficult for me. I believe deploying with the military has made it easier. The guys I work with, it's like being with the squad size element, building good camaraderie.
Basically, Georgia Power kind of runs on a chain of command type deal, just like the military. There's lots of people here at Georgia Power that help you transition, so it's not just on you to do it all on your own.
One thing I like about Georgia Power is they lay a plan out for your career, You'll meet with your foreman and discuss career progression and what it'll take to get to certain levels in your career.
I'm a substation truck operator, and I should get substation apprentice soon, and then we'll go to substation electrician.
The way you can move up at Georgia Power, all you got to do is be dedicated to what you want. You know, keep your eyes on your goal, and you can make it as far as you want to go.
You come here and people seem to really care. They really seem to take the time, put you to work, and help you understand what you're doing out here.
If you don't understand something, you can always ask for help, and they're more than willing to help you out.
The culture, it feels right. It feels like home coming from the military.
So you got great benefits, great people to work with. You know, overall it's a great company. It's the top company in the country to work for, so I would say pursue it with everything you got.
One of the reasons that it's important to recruit from the military is such a wealth of experience. You're talking about a pool of candidates that have been trained to do various jobs. They've been up against the most intense challenges. They know how to adapt and adjust to any situation. So when you're able to identify a pool of candidates that have been working under core values their entire career, understanding that we got to get a job done and being able to do that job through whatever it takes to get it done. I think those are a lot of the good values that we look for in employees, and the veterans bring that to the table for us. Here at Southern Company, we have something called Southern Style. And Southern Style is unquestionable trust, superior performance, and total commitment. And when we think about those attributes and those values, and we think about the commitment that we had in the values we had in the military, the honor, the courage, and the commitment, very similar. So you carry that over to Southern Style, and you found yourself a home.
I was a colonel in the Air Force. I had had 30 years of military service, and I could not find a job. And so I have a heart for finding employment for veterans when they are struggling as well.
In general, they make outstanding employees, but more importantly, these men and women have given of their time, energy, sometimes limbs and lives for our nation.
They make great employees. When a business or an organization has a very clear picture of what and how to work and grow veterans within their business, they have been reporting a very successful engagement.
It's smart business for the Diamondbacks to look at veterans and to hire veterans, and not for charitable reasons. These are individuals who are talented, who are smart, who are loyal, who are leaders.
The skills you learn in the military in terms of teamwork, in terms of decision making, are a great fit inside the GE culture.
Experience. It's leadership experience, it's combat experience, it is ethical experience.
And I think every employer in this country has an obligation to do what they can to employ vets. It's not a handout. These men and women do an outstanding job in the workforce. More than 20% of our employees are vets.
We've seen that APS is clearly a leader when it comes to hiring veterans, looking for work, and in particular, Don Brandt, just how passionate he is to try and encourage others and other businesses to follow suit.
He understands the unique skills and capabilities and commitment that veterans bring to their jobs, to APS, and to our nation.
Entry level on up to management levels, to executive levels, been huge successes throughout the company.
And we like to have partners like APS that are going on the same journey we are, particularly in something that's as important as getting veterans back to work.
Hiring them has set the tone, not just in improving the capacity of APS by hiring veterans, but has set the tone for helping veterans, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
I know from my conversations with so many veterans that they appreciate the leadership and commitment of Don Brandt and APS.
I salute APS for what they're doing.
The men and women who serve in our military bring valued skills to the workplace. Skills like leadership, problem solving, and teamwork. That's why 20% of our workforce are veterans. Here is one of their stories.
I am Cindy Crawford, Radioband Second Class Petty Officer in the United States Navy. I'm also Executive Assistant to Ann Becker and Jeff Goldner at APS. I'm a veteran of APS, and I've been here for 16 years. I joined the Navy in 1984. I served until 1989, and in those days it was a peaceful time, so women were not allowed on combatant ships. We worked in a 22280 watch bill, and we communicated shore to ship. Basically what we did was communicate with the ships as they were going past Guam. Well, I think the hardest part about joining the Navy was not really knowing what you were getting into. So just learning to work with each other was a big part of the job. I think at APS we're in the same environment. We all need to work together. We have a younger group coming in, we have some older groups going out, and we all need to learn how to share our knowledge and help the young people come up through the workforce so that they can excel too. It's very important for us to stay on task. And in the military, I learned that being on time, being organized, and taking care of business was very important. By bringing these traits to my job, the executives are able to work efficiently. In return, APS can meet or exceed customer expectations when providing safe, reliable electricity. Personally and operationally, I think hiring veterans is a good thing.
Employing veterans isn't just the right thing to do, it makes good business sense. We're proud to lead the way here in Arizona and across the nation in supporting and hiring veterans. The men and women who serve in our military bring valued skills to the workplace. Skills like leadership, problem solving, and teamwork. That's why 20% of our workforce are veterans. Here is one of their stories.
I've been in the Marine Corps for about 22 years. I joined straight out of college. One of the biggest attractors to me was the fact that APS was such a military-friendly employer. And I'll offer that military members bring a special trait to any organization, whatever that may be, and that is the ability to apply a certain degree of aptitude and also attitude to whatever job they undertake. The skills that you get from serving in the military are second to none. Leadership, accountability, integrity, trust, understanding and awareness of taking care of people, and that people come first. All of those translate to the core values and the critical areas of focus that APS has that we live and carry forward in our daily lives. My job as a supervisor in the Renewable Energy Program here at APS is to manage the customer programs, policy, and compliance section of the Renewable Energy Program. It's a great experience working here at APS. It's a wonderful company with wonderful people. I've never had a bad day working here, and I look forward to the challenges and responsibilities that are entrusted to me to work to provide safe, reliable, and affordable electricity to our 1.2 million customers.
Employing veterans isn't just the right thing to do, it makes good business sense. We're proud to lead the way here in Arizona and across the nation in supporting and hiring veterans.